this one right here, we didn't got CGM, Rack5, X, Dodgy, TY, address it. You got the address it, but you got with Dodgy, Rack5, CGM. Then you got the whole TY. You got TY, and you got the whole address it. You got the Dodgy and the most ones, especially with the CGMs. You got the CGMs, just the whole the CG clams. With them having their whole thing, and you know how they get. They're just most elected, like they're the most elected people right here. But you got with a dress it and Dodgy, Rack5, all of them, and just mainly all the for instance.
Way shit.
Hey Benji, you know this one bangs, innit?
On my Putin shit, man's ready for war. My burn that drip with a petty to pour. TY driving, I said it before. If you see it, leaving dead on the floor. So many bored, who's left on the board? Jumped out of the car, you got left on the floor. She wants sex, ain't getting it raw. When I hit her with dick, they're begging for more. Torture man till he's begging for death. Got he did get LSF, see that.
Ooh, this one is Vol Lotion. You know the Vol Lotion thing, like he said, Torch Man till this the dev time. Hey, Torch Man till they know it's the dev time. He said, jump out, we didn't did our whole skit, like we didn't did our whole skit, and we didn't jumped out gang and let them on the floor like they say, jump out, scan those, jump out, wank those, with the gang. And he said we didn't left man on the whole like bridging floors, like he said, he was putting the whole thing, like he said, jump out, jump out with a president, coming with this whole like consideraties.
Car, you got left on the floor. She wants sex, ain't getting it raw. When I hit her with dick, they're begging for more. Torture man till he's begging for death. Got he did get LSF. See the enemies, them like to bury their friends. She'll come from the start dicking the aim up, ready and steady. I'm dead, I'm on violence too. What you telling me then? Hold him, fold him, next shot choke. You know I ain't stopping, stop begging me then. Stepped out of my flip blades, twin in the G9, they let the 9 mils kick him. Kroski's Gordon in the kitchen. I got my Ramsey close but hidden. Fox gives top and we choke them with it, but Fox gives drops and we poke them women. Unlock my lock knife, lock when finished. Them up bitches really witness drillings. AP I vouch for, I trust him with it. TY I vouch for, he done.
Oh, he said he got done in the feelings, like done in the kitchen, done in the feelings, and he said he got whooped, like he said, eloped that, present and the whole thing, like he said, unloaded that strippy, like that whole strippy Rizzy, and then the whole thing, like he said, he got left in the present and the whole thing, like it just comes with all kinds of scorchos and brochos and everything else, like with the whole thing, just ever is this.
And them chingins, been on their mission. T went in him. You ain't did much for your online dissing. One got bored, then again, then finished. Heard that he packed out, waiting to bill it. Left man wrapped him, thought I did it. Creep up, put the whole 15 in it. I put on the axe and they think I'm Scouser. I'm in a dance, still bricking and polo. And if you wanna talk about drilling it, bait last month, jumped out on a Yola, strangled in a cell. Why? I wanted to watch him die in slow-mo. See, smile for the camera on Insta, but not when bro took a photo. Section 60, why? More time that was me, ZK or 5. They thought it was me that got down my man. I was the second that scored that night. I'm looking at bro trying to ask for a goal. Unfortunately, it's not your time. You bought up hours ago, so it's only right that this pagan's mine. Blood on my lock knife, doing repetitive trips to the sink. That's back and forth with bleach, hot water, rinse them. When that dried, never put that shit in the drawer. If I get caught with this thing on my balls, I'm back in a bib like indoor sports. Ever had the urge to pattern up?
Ooh, and he said he's like, get caught with this thing, I'm going back to the forces where no longer no one wants to be, and he said, wash it out with the bleach and all that. Like they said, that's the only way to get rid of it. Something with the bleach and stuff like that. You got to take a bleach, cold little shiver thing, and then it gets rid of like all the handies and everything else, like the flesh and everything. That's how you get away with the things, like they say. But he was putting the whole thing. He said, wet my thing. It was gushing with just all type of blood and scorching and everything else, like the whole thing. Like they coming from another approach rated, like the way they coming, like they some locals.
burn when a gov just scream lost calls. A decade old, I flung my shoulder and whacked off the fence. I don't know if their angles bent. A rack shoes that better G get checked. And I done it with Sav like I done it with Zek. And I done it with Dats like him now have sense. See bro double tap, then he blow off his leg and his scum got two. Then run 'cause he loves an attempt.
3 stitches to my bum cheek, ran to the net and they cause a commotion. Next time think twice when approaching. Had my black do red when I poked him. I was sitting in my soldiers pissed off. Thinking that shit's all kicked off. Had no idea ZK's out there with a hand thing on smoke trying to blow one of their wigs off. Can't step to a man like me. Don't do it. Car broski, I'm not having it. When I'm in deep force, know that I'm planning it. I won't think twice when I clock back slapping it. Get the ski mask, I'm jumping the van with it. Who's that? What's that? Broski banging it. Hot shells from the pump, he can't handle it. Cut from the scene, but it ain't got flag on it. 015 when I taped off. 016 when I taped off. 017 taped again. Next 2 years, man.
He said 016 when I took that 016 when I whooped that 016, you know, when he whooped that, like, hey, he just got it serving and everything else. Like, he got the blurriness to it and everything else. Like, he's putting the whole just courtesy to it. Like, he got the whole thing just blurred out. Like, oh, all these other people he done did, you know, he got the whole thing just flished it out. Like, flushing, blishing, skishing, that whole thing, like, loosed it.
My life in cold bars, 019 left taped off, and I left 2. 021 I kept it calm, but the year after I bought a new pussies.
Fumes, the engineer.
Alright, with this one though right here, address it, and it got the Dodgy, TY, Rack5, CGM. You got the whole thing coming into it right here, and this whole just Corova is, you know, coming into it with the TY, Dodgy, Rack5, CGM. You got the most colluded things coming into it, you know, with this whole thing. But you got the just address it, you know, the way that it was coming, the way that it was just slaminating it. They was slaminating that like into another piece of a mind with the whole thing. But you got Dodgy with the address it and everything else, and just this whole thing, you know, with the TY and the whole thing. But you got this just this spin around one coming around with it, the whole thing. But you guys don't like it though, make sure that's most definitely go skeezy with this right here, because this was a most listic one. But like, comment everything else, and just with this whole just fold this.